Hey guys, it's me, Kat. This is not really a vlog, this is kind of before seeing the FNaF 2 movie video, my current thoughts are I'm very fucking excited. It's 1 o'clock. The movie starts at 1:40 officially. I'm in the car, and yeah, I'm excited. I've also brought along Marionette and Spongle, the Spongle Twap. So they're gonna be my buddies, along with Darth Hater. He's arriving. There he is! Hello chat, we are in the cinema waiting. We are currently the only two in the fucking cinema waiting for the movie to start. And we've just watched the end of the credits for Wicked for Good. No way.
Whore.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated after the film's over. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I don't know when I made this, but it's a purple guy mask, and I thought it would be appropriate because we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's again. Anyway, sorry for being gone for like months. Yeah, sorry about that. Work, writer's block, and just yeah, the world is whirling. Anyway, we're back, and we are purple because Five Nights at Freddy's and Purple Guy. Purple Guy's pretty famous. He's played by Matthew Lillard. He's played by Matthew Lillard, who was Stu Macker in Scream. And that's why Scott wanted him in the FNaF movie, because he saw Scream. Also, Skeet Ulrich is in the second film, and people wouldn't stop going, "Oh, Stu Macker and Billy Loomis." I almost forgot his name. Oh, it's Stu and Billy, and they're back together doing their old Yowie ways, old man Yowie. No, it's William Afton and Henry Emily, completely separate characters. Okay, like there was theories, there's actual theories going around at the time where it's like, maybe Stu Macker is now William Afton. Scream took place in 1996, and then 4 years later we had Five Nights at Freddy's the movie. How could he have a daughter and have a pizzeria in the 80s if he's a teenager in 1996? The theories were weird, but that's my franchise. We're all about that weird theory stuff. Like Dream Theory. Remember the Dream Theory and Cislocation being an adult club theory? Yeah, that was real. It's cause Ballora has honker-badonkers. Can't see it, but I've got my Cislocation poster up there, and she's well endowed for a woman of her age. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the games, we're here to talk about the movies and how terrible they are. I'm doing this as a form of love for the franchise that has been part of my life for the past decade, which is half of my life. Pretty damn crazy. I'm allowed to be critical of this franchise because I grew up with this. And I'm also allowed to be critical because I also enjoy other horror media as well, which does things a whole lot better. after nearly, 10 years of development hell, we were finally given Five Nights at Freddy's the movie in October of 2023, which I saw in the cinema. I'll put a photo right here next to me. This is why I'm sitting off over here, so I can just put stuff over here. The movie's screenplay was written by Scott Cawthon, who obviously created Five Nights at Freddy's. Seth Cuddeback, I can't pronounce his name correctly. He wrote and directed Kelp in 2009, which is a short film. He also did Mateo in 2014, and in 2016 he made The Best and Worst Days of George Morales' Unnaturally Long Life. I haven't watched any of these movies, but I'm assuming he knows what he's doing. And then Emma Tammy, who also directed the film. And then the second film came out in 2025, not that long ago, and was written by only Scott. And you can really tell it was only written by Mr. Cawthon, because a lot of things happen. This isn't going to be like I tell you the plot, because people already have done that. This is more of a stuff that does not make sense to me and to other people, and just asking questions. And like, I'm not doing a theory video because I'm not on Team Theorist. I'm not Matthew Patrick, who was in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 as Ness, because Sans is Ness and Scott is a troller. Hee hee ha ha. And Matthew Patrick was also in the second film as the voice behind Toy Bonnie. He actually did a pretty good job. Kellen Goff's iteration of Toy Freddy was a bit too much like Glam Rock Freddy. I much prefer the Yogi Bear version of Toy Freddy that we had in Ultimate Custom Night and in FNaF AR, but I can't remember the actor. I'm so sorry. I'll put it on screen when I find him. And also, Megan Fox's Toy Chica was probably the best decision ever, because Toy Chica was already a diva. She was that girl. And Megan's also that girl, and also I'm sick of her being in roles where she's constantly sexualized. You people only cast her because she's pretty. That's insulting to her, really, Anyway, let's get into the show! Jingle, 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 jingle. What the hell is Freddy Faz Chair? Or Torture Freddy, or whatever the hell we want to call that abomination. It looks like a saw trap. It was actually supposed to be like a reverse bear trap where it goes inside your mouth and like instead it's a chair with Freddy's head coming towards you with like saws in it. It's like and like cuts up your face or something. What is it? Why is it? And how do the animatronics know how to strap people into it? Or does William have to come in and assist and be like, yes, I've got to put him into the chair, donk donk, turn it on, run away? What's up with the chair? Like, the animatronics stuff the Vandals into Shadow Freddy and Sparky, or is it Bub? I don't know. It's a dog of sorts. Is it Fetch? It's not Fetch. Sure, it's not Fetch. Fetch is black. Anyway, the animatronics can stuff people into suits, or not in the case of Carl and Jeff. They just leave them out instead of stuffing him in a suit. Why do they put him in the chair? What's the purpose of the chair? Is it there to extract remnant? Is it just like, ooh, it's a fun way to kill people because I'm William Afton and I'm cartoonishly evil? Well, so what happened to Bob after the prologue? What happened to Bobby? His name's Bob in the novelization. I'm not talking about the novelization because I haven't actually read the book myself, or the second, because apparently there's a novelization for the FNaF 2 movie. I haven't ordered it yet, so I'm not going to talk about the books, but his name is Bob, and that's what was said in the book, so I'm going to call him Bob. He's supposed to be played by Markiplier, but Markiplier was working on Iron Lung instead, so we couldn't have Markiplier as Bobby Boy. Anyway, why is Ella here? Genuinely, she was first introduced to us in the Silver Eyes trilogy as like a doll thing that just lived in Charlie's closet. And then she became a weird alarm clock thing in the Fazbear's Frights book, 1:35 a.m., whatever the hell the time was. And she was also the doll that was powering Robot Charlie in the fourth closet. I don't know, man. The books are weird. The whole franchise is weird. People that just aren't that deep into it. Why is Ella here? Because she doesn't really fit into the whole theme of the restaurant, like, at all. We've got a fox, a rabbit, a bear, and a chicken. Why do we need a little maid girl that can't even fit a person into it? Why is she a Springlock suit in particular? Abby was gonna get stuffed into it, but like you can't actually wear that suit. Like only the torso part like has the prongs that go. Makes no sense to me. Also, the toy animatronics were supposed to be Springlocks as well because like Toy Chick has like the prongs as well. Again, what is going on here? William Afton snatched Garrett in the middle of the woods instead of his regular pizzeria or hunting grounds. What's up with that? And why does he immediately recognize Mike and immediately tell him to work at Freddy's? Like, in the final act, he mentions killing Mike because, oh, you wouldn't stop looking for me! You're going to expose me to the cops! But he didn't know that before. Did Vanessa tell him? Even then, why send him to Freddy's in the first place? You know, like, I'm confuzzled. What the hell kind of lawyer is my man Doug? He's a family lawyer in the first film, dealing with child custody matters. In the second film, after a couple has their house partially destroyed by a mangle flying through their bloody living room, he says, "You look like you need a good lawyer. Are you a family lawyer and also a public liability lawyer or a compensation lawyer? What are you? Like lawyers can have like multiple different specialities, but like it's kind of weird that he's a family lawyer and like a whatever kind of lawyer deals with animatronics going into your living room and destroying your house. We need legal eagle on this. We need legal eagle on this, my guy. Another question I have. Why does Abby want to go to Freddy's so badly? Has she been in contact with the ghost children this entire time? Like, she talks about her imaginary friends throughout, like, the first part of the film before Mike goes to Freddy's. Has she been in contact with the kids this entire time? Do the kids know about, like, Mike's family? Like, the Golden Freddy child talks about how Garrett was snatched and Abby drew it. So they obviously know about that event, but how did they connect it to Abby? And, like, talk to Abby and stuff? It makes no sense. I'm sorry, mate. Also, Golden Freddy doesn't kill Jane for some reason. Like, it's not a hallucination. Like, he gets into the taxi and the taxi sinks because animatronics are heavy as hell. They're made of metal. And then in the second film, it's said that Jane has been talking about what happened, like the Golden Freddy attack, or like other stuff, because like they're talking about they've got Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica costumes. Like, I guess the town does know about Freddy's. Fest is weird. And also Jane got put into a mental health facility because of the stuff she said. Like, there's a lot of decisions here that are weird. Also, the second film has a continuity error. The description of the film says it takes place 1 year after the first one. But it takes place 20 years after 1982, which is when Charlie dies, so it makes it 2002. The first film took place in the year 2000. Thank you, Scott. Timelines, don't know her. We don't have a cohesive one. We haven't had one for years. Was the fast talk always at Freddy's? Was it planted there by Michael? And talking about Michael Afton, who the fuck is Michael Afton? Who the fuck is Michael Afton? Who are you, sir? Why are you a piece of shit like your dad? Why would you want to continue your dad's legacy? What is his deal? Honestly. Why bring paranormal investigators to the flagship location, have them killed one by the ghost of Charlie? He knows that Charlie's there as well, which is weird. Did Michael's father, like, put him in charge of looking after the flagship location, since Vanessa's in charge of the franchise location? And Vanessa's also the one that trapped Charlie in the flagship location using the perimeter locks and the music box, which it make... Again, no sense. Why would we have sense in Five Nights at Freddy's? Why would we have sense? What the heck's Afton yapping about when he says his kids have a purpose? Don't you know I care about you? What legacy do you have, my guy? Why do you kill people? And why is Circus Baby in your house? She can't fit through the doorway. She barely fits in the bloody room as it is. Why is she there? And also in, like, Henry's discussion with Michael, he mentions other locations. More than one. Is there a sister location? Is that why Baby's here? Weird. The Wizards, they're prototypes of the franchise animatronics. Which, like, it makes more sense in, like, the game lore, because how can you turn the Wizard animatronics with the, like, blocky anatomy and their completely separate endoskeleton into the FNaF 1 animatronics that are, like, more round with a different endoskeleton? Like, we've established that Remnant is in the metal, unless they somehow melted the endoskeleton into the new one. Ugh. I'm not a lore keeper, I'm not Maticus Paticus. Okay? And also, it's been so long, being the credits song for the FNaF 2 movie makes no narrative sense, because it's been so long, it's from the perspective of a mother who let her child die, when in actuality the marionette is a child that was left to die, and not a mother who let a child die. And also, the funny thing about that is that Blumhouse literally invited some of the biggest nerdcore artists to their party and didn't ask them to make a song. Like, I understand the original Five Nights at Freddy's, like, song from the Living Tombstone playing for the FNaF 1 movie, because that one's iconic. Very iconic song. But it's been so long, makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. And also the part after the credits where it's like, oh, we found Springtrap. We found Springtrap. He smells disgusting. There's a dead body in there. So are they having like a Fazbear's Fright type situation? Because there's obviously some narrative parallels between the first two films and some books in the Silver Eyes series. The Foxy scene where Abby's hiding behind the arcade cabinets, that's literally one of the first scenes in the Silver Eyes. And the animatronics dragging Afton away is also right from the Silver Eyes. And in the FNaF 2 movie, we've obviously got the river in the pizzeria like it was in the Twisted Ones. And Abby went into robotics class like Charlie did after the events of the Silver Eyes. So that's kind of cool. I liked that a lot. Vanessa has a similar dream to Charlie in the Twisted Ones, where she like goes back to her childhood home, turns back into a child, and like she sees her father die. Like they both see their fathers die, which was like interesting parallel there. And also the whole Mike going to the old pizzeria and like being like, you have to help me. You have to help Abby if you really cared about her. Like John did that in the Twisted Ones as well, to like fight off the Twisted Ones. Like that was the coolest callback. I was screaming in the theater when I saw that happen. It's like, oh my gosh, yes, it's a parallel. Wow. I really hope that Abby and Michael kept animatronics, because like the original pizzeria was getting bulldozed. Like I hope they kept the animatronics, because like Clay Burke kept the original animatronics after the events of the Silver Eyes. Like he took them home with him because that pizzeria is getting bulldozed. I don't know, maybe the FNaF 3 movie will take some stuff from the fourth closet. I really hope that they don't go in the direction of, oh yeah, William Afton just got, like, extracted from the suit, and now he has a place where he actually, like, explicitly kills children and experiments on them, because that was weird. Like, I wouldn't mind there being some dislocation elements, because, like, I love Funtime Freddy, he's one of my favorite characters, but, like, I really want the third movie to be more Fazbear's Fright, and, like, up the horror a little bit. Like, everyone's like, oh, it needs to be R-rated, it needs to be gory. But the franchise has never been about the gore. It's always been, like, PG, because it talks about some really sensitive topics, like, you know, child death. That's a pretty messed up topic. And, like, why do you people want to see children die so bad? You're weird. You're weird if you want to see children die on screen that bad. And, like, people have been saying, oh, William Afton shouldn't talk. He's supposed to be big, scary. As if Springtrap isn't, like, William Afton's final form where he goes full theatre kid in every single bit of media we've seen him in. He literally does a song and dance in the bloody fourth closet because he's like, ha ha ha, I'm so powerful, look at me. My name is Springtrap and I'm immortal. And he's got this same theatre kid energy in Dead by Daylight where he's just like, who ordered the special? And he's a very theatrical person. It's part of his, like, his performance persona as Spring Bonnie. And, like, him being Springtrap is just, like a really, you know? Like, he's not gonna be, like, scary, threatening, just, like, in the corner. Like, he's not like that. Like, he does, like, walk around in FNaF 3 and look at the camera because he knows someone's watching, but, like, there's more to him than that, obviously. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the first two FNaF movies. Hopefully the third movie turns out to be better than the first two, because the first two... Well, the first one was pretty good, because, like, oh my goodness, it's finally on the big screen after, like, a billion years. And the second movie's like, oh, look at that! Oh, look at that! Oh, look at that! Oh, the law makes no sense! I hope the third movie, like, ties up some loose ends and gives an actual ending instead of dragging on like the series is actually doing now. I think the Secret of the Mick VR edition's finally coming out. That's what it was originally going to be, a VR game, until it's like, no, we're going to do it flat mode. Guess what? We're doing VR again. Steelwool, what are you doing, my mate? What you doing? Anyway, that's that. That's my thoughts. Sorry for being gone for so long. I just... Writer's block kicks my bum. I've been trying to play Vodigams, but I suck at Vodigams. I was doing Half-Life 2, but I realized that the game is really freaking long. So I don't know if I'm going to do the Half-Life 2 video. I might do something else. Possibly. I don't know what it will be. I'm not going to say anything right now, so you won't be disappointed when it's like, oh, you said you're going to do this, and we haven't. Because, like, I felt bad that I was, like, promising, like, a big Transformers Prime mega video, and I ended up not doing it because, one, that's a really long show to, like, look at and write about and speak about. It also, because I'm not a true, like, really deep Transformers fan, like, more on the surface area where it's like, oh, fandom stuff, ooh. Whoa, I'm on the surface level, you know, you dig? You know? Like, I can't, like, really talk about Transformers Prime that well because I'm not, like, that deep into it, but I can talk about FNaF because I'm that deep into it. Not as deep as what I used to be. I've kind of left the franchise a little because, unfortunately, the fan base is a wee bit toxic for my liking. You know, death threats, doxing, sending gore and rape threats to people. Yeah, you know, that jolly stuff, which I don't want to happen ever again. So I just distance myself and just enjoy the media. Yeah, that's my 2 cents, 10 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents.